But from experience, because as we concluded, Papa, once the mind is exposed to certain things, say it kind of give you a place to work on.
Yeah, man. And that is where we talk about the mind being able to wrap around it, because until the mind is exposed to it, the mind don't know how to deal with it, can't deal with it, can't conjure up nothing. And it's not the reason, that you can't know how to deal with what you don't know.
Right,
So,
right. That
it
makes
is
sense.
it is kind of like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
but once the mind is exposed to it, and that is why it is good to read even all the conversations that we have been having. What it does to a large extent, it just expand the capacity of the mind, because it is the experience being garnered.
Right.
Yeah, the
Right.
experience being garnered.
Exactly.
See,
Exactly.
whatever we hearing, smelling, feeling, tasting,
Mm-hmm.
seeing,
Right.
touch
Right.
is another um, expansion
Right.
of the mind.
Yeah. Because the conversation is an experience.
Of
You
course,
see,
absolutely,
man feel
absolutely.
like you have to lick up, the back of a car, but you actually see,
No.
you read about it. That in itself is
You
an
see,
experience.
what going on in my estimation or in my own mind is that the cognitives, the senses as we call it, right, is the interface between us and the physical reality. But when that interface happens and the mind and the brain does the interpretation, then the mind put the sense to it, subject to its belief system, right? And its belief system is formed subject to its experiences.
Right. Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, it is kind of like that. A thought that just come across my mind just now is that it is so important to expose yourself, and if you are in charge of the young persons or young people, to give them the exposure,
Yeah.
because that is what expands the mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what expands
Yeah, man, it's critical that we get to a place where we become quiet
the mind. Of
for the
course.
reveal, you know. And so oftentimes, we seek, a particular platform. But you know, as we always tell everybody when we come to Jamaica, the amount of information that is at my disposal, you know, um, and it's amazing to even grasp another level that the conversation is also the experience.
Yes,
That is just so big,
it is.
David.
It is.
You see it? Yeah, man. And this is why the Bible said, "Boy, man shall not live by bread alone." But there are some new trends, some critical new trends. See it in the spoken word. You
Yeah,
know,
man.
and so we not fool ourselves proper. And we can understand why even the Almighty, took time out to talk with them folks, every chance he get, a dialogue and a conversation, you know. And even at the garden, when I come, at the cool of the day, just to come sit down with Adam and talk.
So you realize, that sometimes we hear the story, and we're working with the moral of the story and the principles and all of that, right? But there are so many principles in it, right? Because you come to the recognition that um, just to hear it, right, is an experience, is a learning experience through the spoken word,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And of course, the mind will do its interpretation, and the mind will make sense out of it through its belief system, right? But it is another way, the, the experience in, however diluted form. Because I would imagine that to actually walk the walk would have been a more realistic experience than, the spoken word that, you know, lends itself to interpretation.
yeah. And that would be a good place to question, um, because when we think about even the book, the Good Bible,
Yeah.
and even the information that we have to work with, see, it's been read and interpreted, you know, and we rely solely on you know one's ability to expound. Um, but it's ironic that even some of the stuff that we read about, we have actual experiences throughout our sojourn, you know. And I'm thinking about even when the father had to feed the 5,000 with, a couple of fishes and some bread, Claudette give me a little testimony that she had all kind of bills to pay. I don't know where money I come from. Um, and she was in Spanish Town, and somebody called her and said, Sister Claudette, I have something for you. Sister Claudette said, three way.
Yeah.
Man, and when she come home, she had enough to handle her business and to have lunch, you see. And so, we read over the years the many different miracles that, as they are labeled, you know.
But if I may interject this, you say she don't know, and we have to interpret the don't know or just what it is, See, because what is I don't know or she doesn't know, the, all it is, is that the mind is unable to determine where the solution is going to come from in this instance. It is not that the solution is not there, it's not that the universe doesn't have it in it to give her the solution. It is just a limitation of her mind itself. And it takes us back to a bigger point that we always make, say you cannot afford to make your mind rule you,
Run a thing.
because your mind is so limited, because your experiences, your walk, your day to day, it is so limited as it relates to the universe.
I am made to think, if the mind get fatigued and tired, because I'm sure it's not her first miraculous experience, but in the situation when confronted, um, if we tend to forget, you know, when the situation stare you in the face, you know, um,
I
You
think
know,
what it is, in these, remember now, that the interface of senses, right? And your brain, just like when you see something, it is the light from the object, right, going through the pupil, hit on the retina, and you know, they hit the nerves in the brain, seeing to get the picture. When the picture is received, it is the mind that makes sense out of it. For example, when you're seeing a car for the first time, right? Your brain can't say this is a car. Your mind can't say this is a car. They don't know what it is. The brain sees an object,
right?
right? But the very day you learn that that's a car, see, whenever the process of seeing it happen again, right, it is recognized. Now, I'm not sure, but I don't think the mind get tired, right? I think the brain, with its, well, let me know about a good year, because I am not so sure. Because as I talk, and we try make sense out of it,
Yeah.
it come like what I was about to say is making nonsense.
But
So
my position would be, you know, 'cause there's a writer that said, draw back the curtains of memories, show us where you brought us from, because as human, we tend to forget. Um, and so, throughout our life, man, we have had numerous experiences with the power of God at work through. Some we recognize in the moment,
yeah,
and some, you know, it has to be drastic enough, to say, man, this is really super, super, you know. Um, but for some of us, still we get to that place of stress and that place of anxiety, right? Even when we saw the miracle before,
yeah.
you know,
Which would have said that
would have
we know
suggested
that it is possible,
we know that it is
but we
possible.
still get in a
We're
stress
still
state.
getting a stress state, and anxiety setting, you know. So Agrippa,
Yeah.
dealing with a shark.
We just skip treatment and stuff.
But yeah, David, man, I tell you, Papa, you know, I think God is intentional about this moment in time when absolutely, you know, the noise, which are many, um, and I think it is also intentional with the enemy, to create that distraction, you know. That's why when you play tennis, man, the girl get ready for serve, umpire want the players to be quiet, see it, because it's a age of distraction, you know, spiritual warfare, AI, all kind of thing,
Yeah.
see it. So time for focus, man, a time to get fed. Yes, family, usual vibing, and so this is the tribe vibing, and so yeah, man, every chance we get to educate ourselves and get wisdom from the revelation. I want to share it,
Yeah, well,
and then nothing extra. Ray is just the youth them a vibes and I see it and I can't tell you how much these moments, mean to me and to my purpose and endeavor. It's like just coming home to information, wisdom, because what is hidden from the wise and prudent is being revealed to babes, and that speaks of babes in the mind, babes in obedience to the voice of the Father. So check you guys out later, alright?